Hello guys, so if you're watching this video, you've picked my review of Thor, the God of Thunder. Now, he is my favourite Marvel superhero. I just don't know what it is about him really. It's just, he's got a hammer, an amazing hammer called Mjolnir, and I just like the Asgard realm, and I just love his story. He's just a really interesting character. So I'll give you a look at the packaging first. Down in the bottom left corner we have the name tag, that's Thor there. It's got the price sticker there, which was $8.99. Hasbro logo, and it says that their movie series, and it says there launching hammer. Up the top here, I'll just give you a little zoom in. It says the Avengers with Marvel above it. It's got 4+ at the top right corner, and on the top left corner we have Iron Man and his Mark 7, Thor with his hammer Mjolnir, Hulk and Captain America. And on the back here we have a picture of Thor with his big gimmicky firing hammer. At the top it says Thor, and on the side you have figure number 11, which is Iron Man Mark 7, figure number 10, which is Captain America, and figure number 12, which is Loki. And down there it says launching hammer. Hasbro.com/The Avengers, Marvel.com, Hasbro, a barcode sticker. So yeah, it's a really nice looking packaging. I really like the packaging design. And there it's number 9, figure number 9, and this is wave 2, which is the movie series wave of figures, which is the wave that I was actually more looking forward to. There are some good figures in the concept and comic series wave. Like, I want to get the comic series Hawkeye, because I love the design of the comic series Hawkeye. I also want to get the concept series 4, because I really love how the Asgardian helmet fits on him. And I want to get the rocket grenade Captain America, because I don't have a First Avengers Captain America the First Avenger costume. So without further ado, let's get this guy out of the packaging and onto the review. So here's Thor out of his plastic prison, and I have to say I'm quite surprised and impressed by this figure. It is a very, very nice figure, especially that even with the fact that he's got not a whole lot of articulation, you can still get him in some cool poses. Like, I've got him here with his hammer. My bad. It's been a long day and I'm getting tired. With Mjolnir in place. Now he doesn't have any wrist articulation, but it looks alright, because it looks like he's about to throw it, which is the look I was going for. But I'll give you the rundown on the articulation first. Let's just take Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, out of his hand. He's got ball jointed neck, ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, no wrist articulation as I mentioned. He has ball jointed legs. I don't know why, but this leg seems to move this leg, but that leg moves on its own, which is quite weird. He still has the double joint in the leg, the Hasbro joint, which I think is really good. And just overall a very nice looking figure. His cape is really nice. It just kind of drifts off to the side, and also it's stuck to his back. Now, I never got the Thor figure from the movie, because I discovered that his cape was made so that it could come off, like when you see him without his cape, but like fell off really regularly because my friend Kenny has that figure, and literally all it will take is a slight little movement and the cape will fall off. So ultimately you'd end up wanting just to glue it in. Can I get him to stand now? Stand for the camera. Stand. Oh, he won't stand up. This is embarrassing. This is what lack of articulation does. If Hasbro's watching, don't cheap out on the articulation. Cheap out on the bloody packaging. You don't need fancy packaging. Wow. He won't stand up. This review's not going very well. There we go. I got him to stand up thanks to his cape. That was really effort. But let's go zoom in on the head sculpt, because I really like this head sculpt. I think he looks a lot like Chris Hemsworth. I think that head sculpt just captures Chris Hemsworth's likeness very well. It's very nicely done, and I like how, if I just move it down a little bit, how the cape connects to the shoulders. I like just how it's sculpted to his shoulders, and I just really love the detail on his chest armor here, just really nice, and the armor on his arms, just very Asgardian. Really like the design of the trousers. Really brings the modernness to Thor for the Avengers. And on the boots as well. Look at those boots. Just really, really nice. Nicely detailed figure. Very nicely sculpted as well. His cape, if I just zoom out a bit and turn him around. His cape is really nicely sculpted. And it is a bright red like Thor's cape. The red colour though also reminds me a lot of Superman's cape as well. It's the sort of colour. It's the sort of colour you'd find most Superman capes are. And it actually, the way it's sculpted, it actually kind of looks like Superman's cape. But it's just he's not gonna fucking stand. Okay, he's leaning on his cape. Let's just hope he doesn't fall over. But here's Miona. Just zoom it in. Very, very nicely detailed. You can see the detailing on the bottom of the hammer. It carries around. You can see the detailing on the sides of Miona. You can see little cracks like that are like really small, really tiny, that a human eye wouldn't really pick up very well unless you looked closely at it. There's the bottom of the hammer. Here's the handle, very nicely sculpted. It's a very nice colour as well. And I really like Miona in the Thor film and in the Avengers film. I really like the design of it and the stylish look, and it really fits the modern age of Thor. Now his other accessory that he comes with, of course, is his huge gimmick, his firing hammer gimmick, which does come with this with little wrist clip here, so that you can take Thor's arm here and you can you can turn his forearm a little bit where his swivel not swivel joint, ball joint shoulder elbow is. And as you can see, it's very big. very, very large and very top heavy, so he's not going to be able to stand, so I'm going to have to hold him to do this. But if I just... He has a button, by the way. Oh, I can't. Like right there. It's sculpted into the gun. The cannon gun thing, whatever you call it. And if it will work when you press it. Bloody hell, it doesn't want to work. When you press it, is it? This isn't going very well. I'm just gonna take it off to fire it, because trying to fire it and hold him up at the same time is really hard. You're supposed to have it like this so that you see the hammer. I've lost the button now. There it is. It doesn't help with all this like lightning over it. Don't think it's in properly. There we go. It wasn't in properly. So let's try firing it with 4. So word of advice: if you're going to get this figure and you're going to review it, make sure you load the missile properly and don't do a rookie error like me, where I didn't even load the freaking missile properly. But there we go. As you can see, it's got quite good range. Obviously, it's not something that I would like, but it adds to playability for kids, because I mean, they can recreate Thor throwing his hammer at somebody and they can knock somebody down. He does hold his hammer well in both hands. This is the hand that he comes packaged with it in, so it's already kind of open, but it's a bit loose in places. So I opened up his other hand just a little bit more, so that I can fit Mjolnir in his other hand as well. And you can get him in some cool poses, and you can stand him up with the rest of the Avengers. And as you can see in the background over there, I do have Whiplash. My scissors just fell off my bed. I do have Whiplash, and he will feature in my Avengers series. But Thor looks very, very nice. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Like I said, this is an interactive review, so at the end you're going to see all the figures unopened. Not unopened, what am I on about unopened? Opened. And you can pick to see which one you want to get reviewed. So this has been Hammer Smash 4, I think it's called, something like that. Shock Hammer 4, something like that. I'll find out what it's called and it'll be in the title. And I will give it a 9 out of 10 because I think the detail is excellent. The hammer accessory Mjolnir is excellent. Even this gimmick is quite a relevant gimmick for Thor, and it adds to playability for kids. And the only minor gripe I have is the gripe that everyone's going to have, and that's articulation. But as we know, Hasbro are cutting costs on their Avengers figures. However, their Star Wars The Vintage Collection figures, I believe, are still having very good articulation. And I will be getting more Star Wars Vintage Collection figures. But for now, here is Thor, God of Thunder, my favourite Marvel character. And I couldn't think of a better version of Thor to own than this version. He looks, to me, exactly like Chris Hemsworth in a 3 3/4 inch scale. And I love the design of the costume for the Avengers movie. So, thanks for watching this video. And, pick your next review. Yeah, thanks for watching my review of Thor. Of course, you can pick Captain America or Loki to see next.